My name is Brady and I'm going to show you how to change bed knives. Here's my videos. In order to change your bed knives, you're going to have to take the reel off. First of all, we'll have to disassemble the two clips on the two sides of the reel. Now we have to take off the motor. In order to take the motor, we'll need a wrench. It's usually a 9/16 or a 15 metric. For this one, it's a 9/16. So all you have to do is do a half turn of the nut. You don't want to take the nut completely out, or you might lose it. Then you can take the motor out and set it into the slot. It's on the front top of the greens mower. Once that's done, then you can pull the reel out, and then you can set your reel up so you can take out these screws. The best way that we found for taking out these screws is to use a punch. Another tool you can use is an impact driver for taking out the screws, but we found that the impact driver doesn't work very good. That's why we use the punch. Now while you are trying to take out your screw, make sure that you have the punch set up so that when you're hammering it, that the screw is coming out counterclockwise, because you want to loosen it, you don't want to tighten it. Okay, now you're going to want to loosen the reels so that they aren't making contact with the bed knives, so you can put the bed knife on square. As you can see in the video, that first nut I loosened, that one's kind of like a lock. Now that that one's loosened, it'll make it much easier to loosen the top nut, which loosens the reel so it's not making contact to the bed knife. Or it can also make it easier to tighten it too. But right now, we just want to loosen it so it's not making contact with the bed knife. But also, make sure you tighten up that first nut that we loosened, because if you don't, then it'll get loosened while you're mowing. There are different kinds of reels, but that's how these ones work. Before putting the bed knife on, make sure that it is loosening enough by setting the bed knife on the reel as flat as it can and spinning the reel to make sure it's not making any contact before you screw it in. You'll know if it's not making contact if it's spinning freely, just like it is in the video. Now I am putting copper coating where the screws go. This way it'll make it so the screws don't rust into the metal, causing the screws to get stuck in the screw holes. This way you can make your reel last a lot longer, saving lots of money. I also use this scraper to scrape in all the copper coating that's on the side of the holes, making sure that it gets right inside the holes so that the screws don't get rusted into the metal. That way it'll work a lot more better. It's really smart to stick one screw in the middle, then one screw on the far left, and then one screw on the far right to make sure that the bed knife is sitting straight, and this will also make it so you can make sure that none of the screws will be cross-threading. Now that you have all the screws starting, now you can start drilling. When drilling, you're going to want to drill from the middle and out. So you want to start with the middle screw, then one to the right, then one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, and so on. Now that you've finished screwing all the screws in, you'll have to go and grab your punch, and you'll just have to hammer them twice or three times to make sure that they're all tight. And if they're not tight, hammer them a few more times until they are tight. Now that we have finished screwing in the bed knife and made sure all the screws are tightened, now we'll have to just tighten the reel so that it's making contact with the bed knife. By doing that, you'll have to tighten it and then spin the reel and make sure it's making contact. Now that you've finished tightening up your reel and making sure it's making contact with the bed knife that you just finished putting in, now you're going to want to backlap it to seat in the reel. By seating in the reel, this will make sure that you're making perfect contact with your bed knife. And that's what you want. You want to have perfect contact with your bed knife, because that means you're going to have perfect cut greens. Thanks for watching my video on how to change your bed knives. In my future video, I'll be showing you how to change your heights. Now, thanks for watching.